Good wishes, dear students. Now in this part we will study lesson 19, measure of central value in statistics of class 11th. Fine. As we know by the word central value, that is the mid value of any data, we will see here, that is single value describe the characteristics of the entire data. Such a value is called the central value or an average. For example, a comparison is made between a mark obtained in English by 400 students of class 11 in a school and marks obtained by 400 students in class 12 in the same school. It may be difficult to understand the data and arrive at any conclusion. But by looking at the detailed data, however, if we say that the average mark obtained by the students of class 11th is 80 and that of class 12th is 85, we can easily compare the performance of class 11th and class 12th. So measure of central value, that is very important part of statistics. Definition of central value or average we will see. An average is a single value that is representing of all the items in a series. It is a central value which is representing the entire data of a series. Measure of central tendency is also called. This is also called as measure of central tendency. Now Croxton and Corden, who were the economists, have defined an average is a single value within the range of the data that is used to represent all the values in the series. Since an average is somewhere within the range of the data, it is sometimes called measure of the central value. Now the word average is very commonly used in our daily life. We say that average marks of class 11th student is 80%. We say that average value of any money or anything which we come across, we take the averages. Sometimes we say that what is the average which our car is giving. So average, sometimes we say that 20 km per liter. It does not mean that every time it is giving 20, but sometimes it may give 22 also. In the congested area or when it is an open area, it will give 18, it will give 23, and sometimes in city it will give 18 km per liter. But when we will take average, we say that 20 km per liter my car is giving an average. So this we come in our daily production, daily life also, this type of averages. So here measure of central tendency refer to all those methods of statistical analysis which are used to estimate or calculate the average of a set of data. Average occupy a significant place in a statistical method. It is the this importance of average which tempted Bowley to say statistics may rightly be called the science of averages. So statistics is revolving around the averages. That's why Bowley said, the great economists have stated that averages are the main ingredient of statistics. Now objectives of averages. Representative of the data. The most important objective of calculating and measuring averages is to determine a single figure of the whole series which may be used to represent the whole series. Description of the basic feature. The average describes the characteristic of the entire group. It gives a bird's eye view of the entire data. For instance, it is difficult and meaningless to know the height of each and every student in your school. But if we take the average height of all the students, we can have some general idea of whether the students are tall or short. So averages gives us conclusion of any data. Averages are helpful for taking an overview of statistical data which ordinarily are not easily understood. To facilitate comparison, also averages are being used. Averages are used for comparison of different sets of data. They facilitate comparison within one group or between different groups of data. For instance, we can compare the average marks secured in economics and English by students class 11th A, or average marks secured in economics by student of section A can be compared with the average marks secured by students of section B of class 11. Now, characteristics of a good average. We have seen that what are the averages. Averages are the mean value or the representative of the data which is being represented in set. Now, what are the characteristics of a good average? What should it be full of? Rigidly defined. An average should be properly and clearly defined. If average is rigidly defined, there is no scope of misunderstanding and misinterpretation. It is based on all the items. An average should be based on all the items of the series so that it is representative of the entire mass of the data. Individual data should not be neglected. It should be the representative of the whole data. It should be simple to calculate also, so that it can be widely used. It should be easy to understand. It should be least affected by extreme observations. Like if one or two very small or very large items are there in the data, it should not affect the data as a whole. But it cannot be taken as a representative of the entire series. Algebraic treatment. It should be further for the mathematical solution we can conclude from it. So it should be algebraic treated. Algebraic treatment means mathematically we can calculate it. So a good average should have the capability to further mathematical and algebraic treatment. For example, if we are given the average income of two group of person, it should be possible to calculate their combined average income. Sampling stability. A good average should be at least affected by fluctuations of sampling. That is, it should have sampling stability. This means that if we select 4 different groups of class for finding the average height of the student, the average of the 4 group should not be materially different from each other. If we are comparing the data of one set of group, the other set of group should also be related with that. We could not take like class 1 students and we can compare the height of class 1 students with class 5th students. So the same type of data should be there for comparison also. Sampling stability should be there. Now, types of averages. Mathematical average. Mathematical averages are those averages which are calculated by taking into account the value of the items in the series. Arithmetic average for mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean are such mathematical averages that we will study in detail. Positional averages are that average, that value of which depends on the position of the items rather than the value of items. Position average, when we calculate, we take the position of that data, not the value of the data. When we see the value of data, it is being calculated in arithmetic mean. So here median, quartile and mode are the averages of position. So this also median, quartile and mode we will study in detail in further. So each of these averages has its own advantages and disadvantages depending on the data and desired purpose. However, in this chapter we will deal with arithmetic mean, median and mode as it is prescribed in your syllabus of class 11. Arithmetic mean, median and mode we will confine to this only. Arithmetic mean is the number which is obtained by dividing the sum of the values of all the items of a series by the number of items. According to the satirist, the arithmetic mean is the amount secured by dividing the sum of value of the items in a series by their number. We represent it just like this. This is x bar. X bar, when we put bar, that is x bar, that is denotes arithmetic mean, is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on till xn. divided by n, that is number of items, which could be concluded as sum of x divided by n. So this is the formula of arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is represented by x bar. X bar is equals to sum of x, that is all the x values which are given additional, divided by number of items which we are adding. That will come as arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is of two types. Simple arithmetic mean means while calculating a simple average, all items of a series are given equal importance because they are considered equally important. Simple arithmetic mean, we add all the items of a series, that is being equally given weightage. Every numerical values are given equal weightage. Weighted arithmetic mean, many times the relative importance of different items is not the same. In such case, the average must reflect the relative importance of different items of a series. For this purpose, we compute weighted arithmetic mean. The term weight stands for the relative importance of different items. In weighted arithmetic mean, we take only those items which have a weightage on the data. We take only those datas and then we add and divide it by n, that is number of items which we have taken. Fine. So this is still arithmetic mean. Method of calculating simple arithmetic mean we will come together. We will understand in next part. Okay students, thank you so much.